stock number 2. And then on sheet 4, we have 2 local teams. Team Force, skipped by Keith Force, is there. And they are playing the Ladies of the Valley, which is skipped by Paula Ellis. And if it sounds like a name you've heard before, that would be my wife. So we're games are underway, and everybody's chugging right along. So Paul seems to have picked a shot. Will Brown is his vice, standing there holding the broom. And with Mike and Larry sweeping, this shot's in the bag. So, yeah, I just want to, we're moving right along. Okay. He's set. Ready to go. Stones out and away. Coming on down. Good pace. Gonna have to be swept. All the way, guys. Sweep hard. Sweep hard. Sweep hard. Did you get it by? Did you get it by? They did. They swept it right by. And here it comes. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? It drifted out at the very... Ooh, pretty close, but not quite. Looks like one blues point. So they'll clean those up and get those straightened all out, and we'll come back the other way. There we go. We sure would like to tell you about some of the people who made this Bonspiel possible. The Ham Arena has just been more than just a host to us with their ice. They have been a full partner in making our club successful and certainly making this Bonspiel. So we'd be delighted to have you come down and join their public skating or perhaps one of their hockey programs. So... And we have a stone away here. There it goes. There, down it goes. And again, the purpose of this stone is to see if they can get guards out front, kind of clog up the front end, and give you something to hide behind. The black line that you can see right there in your picture is called the hog line, and that stone has to be across that line to remain in play, and because it wasn't, they took it out. So now Mike Abrams is delivering here, and again, he's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to get a guard stone in there, and it's coming down the ice, and see if they can get that to stop right up front of the circle. And look at this. It's going to just be in the house, but I think they probably overswept it. So, okay. So now we have the Rutland Rocks lead. Who is Barbara Ebling. And they're going to try to hit the stone that is down the other end and roll over to the other side of the sheet. So we'll watch and see. Doesn't look like it's swinging over there too good, so it may not, but weight was pretty good. Paul is now going to try to sweep that right out of the house, and he's doing a terrific job. Once it crosses that white line that goes across the sheet sideways, he's allowed to sweep that stone. So that's the only time you can sweep your opponent's stone. And now he wants Mike to put a stone on the other side of the house. It's called splitting the house. Once again, I think this stone has got a little extra oomph on it. Oomph is a technical term. And we'll we'll see, but I think he's probably right through the back of the house with this. Larry's telling the stone to stop, but the stone doesn't listen worth a darn, I can tell you. I've talked to them myself a lot. So we're going to see if now we're going to see if we can get the stone, Andrea, to take the stone out. And again, the skip's broom is the target. You throw at the target. The hand tells him which way to turn the stone, because you always deliver the stone with a twist on it to make it go one way or the other. A little later, we'll go ahead and show you a stone being delivered that will and as it's being delivered, then putting the turn on the stone. The term is handle, and the handle is which way the stone is turned. So it's now the second's turn, and the second's in this tournament. Larry Hemler is the second for the Mount Washington Valley team, and Paul's got a center line target and is looking to have that stone curl over to his left to curl into the house. So, or perhaps he's throwing a guard and I've just missed it. The Mount Washington Valley Curling Club has been in business about 2 years, and most of these folks that you see from Mount Washington Valley have been curling just about 2 years. We will be running our Learn to Curl evening for new curlers next Saturday, a week from today, and you can come down, and for a very nominal fee, you can get out, try it. We'll do some instruction for you, and if you like it, there'll be places for you to play in our leagues on during the week. So come on down and give it a try. Okay, so Andrea is now going to deliver a stone, and once again, he's trying to get some of those out. He'd like her to hit them. Nice upweight stone. There it is. Needs to be swept the line. Looks to me like he might get the outside stone, but it's going by, and let's see what Paul is going to call. 2 yellow stones in the house. Oh, he wants Larry to put a guard up. See if they can't get the guard to do a little better. Oh dear, I see from the sheet 4 that the ladies of the Valley have dropped 3 points in the first end, and so we'll see. Keith is Adam, and it'll come along. My wife isn't going to be particularly happy about it, but that's okay, I guess. Anyway, we'll see. Very nice stone, Larry. Very nice stone. Larry's put the guard up there to cover him, so it's going to be kind of hard to get him both. Here we go. So he's going to try to take these out. There actually is a double there. If he can hit the stone that's on the left of the skip, the stone will then ricochet over and take the other one as well. He may be able to play it the other way, too. I'm not sure. He's going to peel the guard, which is why you put the guard there. Well, he did get one of them. By running into the Yellowstone out front, he drove it back into the Yellowstone in the house and got one of the counters out. So let's see what Paul's going to do. Paul's going to split the house, and it's always a wise decision. So Will Brown is Paul's vice. Will is also a third-season curler who's had a chance to play along very well, and Will has dropped that thing right in there very nicely. let it slow right down, slowing down quite nicely. And there you go. It'll carry for you, Paul. That a boy. Oh dear, just a little short. Need to do that. We need to do that. We need to sweep that a little earlier. Nate's going to try to hit his own stone and drive it back into the yellow one behind it, and thereby end up with a stone in the house and knock the yellow one out. So Dean is his vice skip, and he's just thrown the stone. It's an upweight stone, and it must be good because he's not calling anything. Let's see if he gets the run back. Nope, just missed everything. My goodness. I thought sure he had one of those stones. So our Cowansville, Quebec, and Woodstock game is underway as well, and it would appear that Cowansville has scored 2 in the first end. So that game is well in hand as well, chugging right along. Lovely shot by Sue Bennett out on sheet 4, steaming right down the ice quite nicely. Okay. Oh my goodness. Little tap. They were playing the freeze and it didn't quite get there, but we'll see. We're down to skips. Skip stones in our featured game here today between Mount Washington Valley and Rutland, Vermont. And the skip and the vice are talking about the shot. They're going to try to take the front stone out and perhaps run it back into the one behind. But we'll see what transpires. Rutland, Vermont is a club that also curls in an arena. We are, by nature of what we do, called arena clubs, where we share ice with hockey and figure skating. The other team that's here is Plainfield, which you saw play this morning. Plainfield actually owns their own building and has their own ice. And the 2 Canadian teams who are here, both Lennoxville and Cowansville, also are what are called dedicated curling clubs. Their building has ice, and it is dedicated only to curling. So it's a little easier for them as they go along. But Nate's got his stone away, and Vice liked it. Now, all of a sudden, it started to move. So they're still trying to figure the ice out. An old mentor of mine some years ago once said the skip that figures out the ice first is the one that usually wins. And here in this Bonspiel this weekend, I think that's probably going to be true. So Paul is now heading down to shoot. And we got 1 yellow stone in the house, and looks like we could have a tie game here at the end of this, at the completion of this end. How are we doing over there? Well, the red team has got lying 3. That's no, they're lying 1. And there's a stone on its way over there, headed down in. It's looking pretty good, actually. Although it looks a little short to me, but no. Keith called it just right. Very nice. Very nicely done. Okay. Paul's getting the stone cleaned up and getting ready to go. The plastic device in his left hand is called a stabilizer. Some people use their broom. Some people use a stabilizer. Both are considered both legal and usual. So it just helps them with a little bit of balance. And Paul has thrown the it's thrown a very nice stone here, coming down, coming down, coming down. It's gonna well, that should fall under the category of no harm, no foul. While they did push the blue one in, the yellow one is still out counting it, so it's still one yellow. And this is the last stone for Rutland Rocks. And Nate's going to try to see if he can't get down inside there and maybe pop out that yellow stone and be line 2. We'll see. One of the questions we get asked all the time is the scoring done by the rings? And it is, but the rings have no value. The only thing that counts is that closest to the center of the circle without having an opposing stone closer. So if you have the 2 closest points, you get the 2 closest stones, you get 2 points. If you have 1 and they have 1 and you have 1, then you get 1 point. And only one team scores in any given end. So once they've given that up, it's that's about it. It's interesting because this is going to be a very, very nice shot. This is going to be a whoa! I thought they were going to take it out, but it did slide by. But it is now out counting the yellow one. If Paul can throw a stone down in there and pop that blue one out, he will now count 2. So if he makes the shot, it was perhaps inadvisable. We'll see. Here they go. Their work is cut out for them. Again, the last stone in a curling end is called the hammer. And it's been called the hammer for the last 400 years because it is an advantage. As you can see, blue has 2 stones in the house, is standing in very good stead, but because they don't have the last rock, they're frankly unlikely to be able to score, and they could in fact give up 2 points. So the team that has the last rock has the advantage. To that end, the team that wins the previous end loses the hammer. So if Paul makes this shot, then the other team will have the hammer in the next end. So here we go. Doesn't make any difference. Too bad. Too bad. It was a terrific try, though, and the blue team has scored 1 point. While they're setting up the stones, I think we're going to try to let you get a real good look at a delivery. I think what I'm going to do is ask Hank if he'll just give me a little zoom on that so that we can get a little better look at the delivery, and that way you can see how they spin the stone when they release it. So that'll be fine. Okay. So she's going to slide out, and then as she gets to the point where she thinks she's going the right speed, she will just put a little turn. Now, in this case, she's going to turn the stone counterclockwise, as you saw that happen, and you can see that it's turning counterclockwise. We would say that that's an out turn. We won't go into why that's an out turn, but it is an out turn. There's an out turn and an in turn. And so it's coming right along well. There's good weight on that stone. Sliding right along nicely. They're going to get it over, and they did. The sweepers always celebrate when they've made a shot out of that. So Paul now is going to want the stone in the house. Now this is a counter intuitive sort of move because it takes the free guard zone out of play. We're okay. We're okay. 2. But he was on 2. Oh. Okay. Anyway, we are web broadcasting today for the first time with this crew. So the discussions that you hear going on that sound a little technical are us learning how to make this provide a really good experience for you. So please bear with us. We won't put a banner up that says technical difficulties, but we'll just kind of bear with us, and we'll see if we can't bring you the very best curling we can. Stone is off again, and again, this time the stone again is curling in a clockwise direction. He's calling for sweeping. Sweeping makes the stone go further. It can't make the stone go any faster, but it will make it go further down the ice. So it does that by creating a very fine film of water from the friction of the brooms, and that friction lubricates the ice and lets it go a little further. Mike Abrams is up next. Mike is Team Valley's lead, and it would be his second lead stone. They have one stone in the house, as you'll see when we get back there next time. It's still throwing in turns, everybody. This stone looks very, very good. As long as it doesn't dive, but it's going to hook around that stone there. No, leave it, guys. And you can now see it curl right in toward the center. And another good shot there. So yellow is now lying 2. So we'll see. The Nate is asking Andrea to just simply make the same shot she just saw made. So he'll put his broom in the same place. He'll ask her to throw the same weight with the same turn. And, of course, in theory, when you do that, everything happens the same. But it's only a theory, folks. She has thrown a stone just a little lighter. Usually a lighter stone will curl more. So if they sweep it hard, it should bump their own blue stone up and in, which will probably do just as well. And that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, I don't think they've cut the back Yellowstone out, but the Yellowstone more to the front is still in curling terms, we say the lying stone or the counter. Paul's asking for a draw that will curl the stone right into the center. And Larry Humler, who is his second, is geared up to do that. So here we go. Larry's set to go. Larry, like most of the folks in our club, is also a 3-year curler, but a very avid curler. Larry's takes every chance he can to go out and curl at other clubs in tournaments. So he's someone who has really enjoyed curling, and didn't quite get it by. It started to cut, and when it does, it can be a problem. Okay, so Nate's now asking for Andrea to get in there and pop that stone right out. And the one trouble you have to be careful with this is that if it goes back too far, if not straight on line, it'll just get kicked out of the house altogether. It does seem a little wide to me, and it may be that it's going to take that stone in the front and move it over, which is clearly not where Nate wanted that stone. Not only his stones now out where they can hit them, but it makes a direct shot in on the back stone much harder. Now Paul is going to see if he can get a draw in there again. They've moved that front stone over. it will give them a little better chance to get in there. Larry certainly can throw a stone to tuck right in there. Quick check of the other games. We see that, teams that were ahead are still ahead. Cowansville has jumped up to a 5-point lead, and same thing is true on sheet 4 against the 2 Mount Washington teams. Here we go, except that I think it's going to go right through, unfortunately. It has. So we're still sitting 1 yellow. Okay. So this is going to be hopefully a draw. Dean is going to ship this stone, deliver this stone right now, and this looks to me like a takeout, considering the weight. And it's curling through. I need to be a little careful of this because they have a way of diving, but no, I don't think this is going to, and it may not curl enough to get to that stone. Paul will get his broom on it and sweep it right out of the house. So, again, no change in the house at all. So, now it's Will's turn to see if he can draw one in there. You have to say this for Paul. He's persistent. And not a Johnny-come-lately who'll just hop on and get off. As I began to thank Hammarina, I guess I really need to also thank Minuteman Press, who have been kind enough to do a great deal of our printing for us. We have a program book that's being handed out today that they printed for us, and they've done banners and draw sheets and a whole lot of stuff. We thank Pat Kittle and Minuteman Press for all the support for the Mount Washington Valley Curling Club, along with any number of other merchants. I'm going to try to, as I go along today, mention all of them that have helped. I will mention Hannaford's Market now. They also were kind enough to donate our lunch. We provided lunch for the curlers here at the Hammarina today. And likewise, the Almost There Tavern, who is going to be hosting a little buffet dinner for our curlers tonight. So we really have had great support out of the community here in Conway. Well, they tucked that right in there very nicely, and popped that back stone out. So he's bound and determined he's going to get that draw in there, and he may get it, but we're chugging right along here. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's going to swing right in there. It's good. Oh, no, you got it, Paul. You got it. You don't need it. And there it is. So now they've got a whole gaggle of the stones back there. They're lying 2. And Nate's going to try to put a stone down in there. Be interesting to see how he plays this. One of the very difficult shots in curling is called a freeze. It's where the delivered stone is slid down until it just barely touches the stone behind it. From a risk-benefit standpoint, it's a risky shot to make, but the benefits are untold because a frozen stone is almost impossible to get out of the house because you have to move 2 rocks with it, and it's very hard to do. And it's very hard to get it there in the first place. So it'll be interesting to see what Nate can do. And here we go. That doesn't look like a freeze to me. That looks more like a takeout. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's going to be too light, I'm afraid. Oh dear, that's kind of left a guard in a place where they really didn't want to guard. They're guarding the two back yellows, which are interesting. Yeah, it's Paul's shot. Let's see what Paul can do. That a boy. Will wants him to put a guard down in there. Paul really wants to put that into that white circle so that his guard is not only a guard but counts one more point. So we'll see how this comes out. The strategy that gets played back and forth gets to be really quite intense sometimes. There are a lot of people who refer to this as chess on ice, and it really is quite that much. It's a move and counter move that goes on throughout the whole game, and part of the strategy is not only what am I going to do, but if I do, what's he going to do, or she, in the cases of the ladies. So it really requires that you think about the game all the time. Okay, Paul's set to deliver the stone. And here he goes. Nice smooth delivery. Slides right out. A great extension. It just touches that stone off with just the tips of his fingers. No clutch. No, nothing. It's coming in. This is going to be a really nice shot. Easy. Look at that. Curl right in there and freeze everything right up. Nicely done, Paul. Nicely done. So, now Nate's got to see if he can't just follow that stone right in. Be interesting to see. They're line 3. At least that's what I can see. Well, he may have that. He may have that. It's coming down. The ice has really smoothed right out nicely. It's oh yeah. They've got it. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Stay on that for me. What a great shot that is. Thank you. He's tucked that stone right down in there. Paul now simply has to do the same thing to score 1. If he just comes down the ice, just like he did the last time, and tucks that in, it should be fine. You can come back, Hank. You can come back. Thank you. I forgot that you've got a tight shot. That's why. So, we're good. We're good. So, here we go. Let's. This is where, again, the games get most interesting and most exciting. We've got, it comes down to one man and one rock to see if they can't keep them from scoring. And for all of the yellow stones that are in that house, it's still going to be the one blue one that's nearest to the center that will count if Paul can't get a stone in there. But he kind of just threw this, so I'm inclined to think, ooh, boy, that's heavy. Wow. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There it comes. Ah, they were too late. Were they too late? They were. Keep sweeping. No, just too late with the call. And it's one blue. Wow, that's why curling is such a fun sport, because it's. Well, they say football's a game of inches. I think most of us would love to have that much space. But the game's moving right along. That's terrific. How about the rest of my field? Boy, it seemed to be going along just as usual here. The blue team is still doing well over on sheet 4 with their 5-point lead, and our Canadian friends over on sheet 3 are up now 7 to zip, unfortunately, but we'll see what we can do here, what they can do. Woodstock 2 is maybe can come back. All righty now. All right. So here we go. It's been a 1-2-3 kind of game. They've gotten 1 point in each of 3 ends. And because of how the scoring goes, that's probably a good way to do it. This looks to me like a stone that's going well into the house. Oh, no, it's slowing down pretty good. Yeah, she's dragging it along. Boy, can she sweep. Wow. Okay. Well, now let's see if Mike can't get a stone up here. Okay, here we go. It's away. And Will's sweeping along there. See if he can't stretch that out a little bit, although it looks like it's pretty good here. The guys are just kind of walking along to get it. It's slowing down. It's slowing down. As long as it's there, you might as well do it. That's right, Paul. Going to be right on the button, is it? Yeah, just right on the button. What a great... Unfortunately, he can now throw a stone against that and take it out, so it may not be the most... may not be the longest-lasting shot. Stay with that stone. Here we go. Here it comes. Whoa-wee. There's some pepper on that. It's coming down. It's got to swing over. It's swinging slow. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I think she got it. Ah, nicely done. Nicely done. So we're back to empty house again. Here we go. You know, there's always new beginnings, isn't there? Once again, we got Mike Abraham, who's the lead for the Conway team, the Mount Washington Valley team. And he's going to try to do that again. Another stone right down into the center. And, you know, he may have got it. He may have got it. Here it comes. It's beginning to curl. It's beginning to... I think they got it, Paul. We'll just let it come. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Coming right on in. Look at Larry get right down there and sweep that stone right in there. Even better, in front of the tee line. Look at that. Boy, that's a great view from that camera we got. That wonderful view of how that stone is sitting just in front of the tee line. That way, a stone that's just laid against that doesn't outcount it. Were the stone behind the tee line, the opposite would be true. So that's a really great shot. And Andrea is going to try to take that out. And frankly, it looks like she may have got it. It's drifting out. It's drifting away, unfortunately. It's drifting away, gonna slide right by. Okay. Boy, that yellow stone sure do look lonely in the middle of that circle, doesn't it? My goodness. Let's see if somebody can't put a something in there to keep it company. Okay, Larry, here we go. See what happens. Paul's going to call for a guard. You watch. He's going to see if he can't get a guard out in front of that. Although he's a skip that likes to split the house. So we'll see. Okay. He is calling for center line guard, so that's really what he'd like. I think it's about the right ice, and there we go. Boy, all of a sudden that stone just seemed to slow down. There. Okay. there, there we go. So now Andrea's going to try once more to see if she can't get that stone out of there. Here she goes. Let's see. She's a little on the wide side there, I'm afraid. See if will it come back? It's not. She probably got it. My goodness, what a nice shot. Look at that. Just like it was on a wire coming right down. Pop, bounce that stone right out of there. So now we got Larry's favorite shot. He's going to want to take that one right out. And Paul looks like he's thinking, looking for a freeze. What he'd like him to do is to slide the stone down the ice and just tuck it right up in front there, just so they just barely touch. That would be the ideal. There we go. There we go. Paul calling a little negative ice, and Larry not sure, wanted to be sure what he wanted before he threw it. So here we go. What that means is that it's an opposite handle because the stones seem to be sliding the other way. That is way inside. That is way, way, way inside, unfortunately. And I don't think it's going to come home. I don't think it's going to come home. It's going to just go by. It just barely missed. Just barely missed. But I would have said that was a little inside when he threw it, unfortunately. So now Nate's going to have try to get a center line guard as well. See if he can get a guard down there to cover his stone. Oh. Okay. Dean's stone is off. He's coming. It's swinging right along pretty good. He's gonna freeze. He's gonna no. It's just gonna spread him out. Oh well. This in curling terms is called a double. If he can hit the stone that is on Paul's right first, the shooter will slide over and will grab the other stone as well, and they'll both be gone. If it's done right, it should be an upweight stone, and Will has given him an upweight stone. So let's see what happens. Here it goes. I think he's got it. He's got them both. No, didn't quite get it. But certainly was a great effort. Great effort, Will. So what's happened? Well, the yellow stone is sitting right in the middle of the white circle, which is the 8-foot circle. The blue stone is sitting just barely touching the inner red circle. Again, in curling's term, the blue stone is a biter. It's a 2-foot biter, a 4-foot biter. That's a 4-foot circle in there, so it's a 4-foot biter, and it's counting while the other stone is just kind of there to get in the way. So Dean's set up to come now. I think he wants to bump this yellow stone out of there. He doesn't have to go crazy. Just kind of bump it along a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. We haven't seen this turn played all day long, so I'm not sure I know how this is going to react. He's away. He's a little wide on that, just a little. It's still running down. As you can see, it's sitting right on the center line, so it's really not going to do any damage down here. It's going to be clear of both his own stone and Paul's stone. So we're okay. Paul's calling for Will to put a stone full in the red, fully into that red circle, so that it can outcount the blue. Excuse me, please. here we go. Well, unfortunately, Will had a little bobble there, and it seems to have had lost his line. It's drifting out, and I think it's a little heavy. So, but other than that, it was a real good shot. Here it comes, and I think that Nate's going to be able to sweep that right out the back. And we're still there, and with Rutland up 3-0, this has the look of certainly not the best house they could see. So okay. They're discussing a phenomenon that we're seeing on the ice today where stones are drifting away from the center line. It's hard to be sure why that's happening, but it is happening. So they're trying to make sure that both the skip and the vice skip are on the same page as they call the shot. And I understand why. So here it comes, heading right down the rink, and it's probably not going to do anything other than push that yellow stone around, and then not very much. So can we get that small camera loose? I've got two little girls here that I'd love to get on a picture of. Start. Oh, he's got it all taped up. Okay, that's only half of our. Okay, you'll have to tell me when I got it. Can you see the three little girls on the? Oh boy, there's me. But way down in the corner there, you can see the three little girls. Curling is, in fact, for people of all ages. They're looking out at their mother, I believe, who is playing on Rutland. So 50. So here we've got some 3-year-olds down there and some everybody in the middle. Curling really is a sport for people of all ages. Oh, good. And while we were away, they were throwing stones. The three little girls were so cute, I couldn't help but not show you them. So here we go. We have 50 minutes left to this particular draw. It looks to me like that we're going to have to pick the pace up a little bit here, or there's going to be a problem. So, oh boy, there's some well-needed relief. So it would appear that, oh no, we're not quite done yet, but that's okay. So we're starting Nate's skips rocks here. He's going to try to see if he can't improve his position. He probably should just guard this thing and get it in the way. Oh, terrific. It's a great shot. That's Nate standing up, kind of walking along behind it while Barbara and Andrea sweep. And he's got just what he wanted, which is a long guard. A guard is just another way of saying putting a stone in the way. So this would be Skip's rocks. This would be this would be Paul's last stone, and really hasn't been a great advantage that they had hoped it would, although if he can draw this stone down in, he can score one and certainly will feel better about the game. And stone is away. Oh dear, Paul, you didn't need the push. He gave it a little shove at the end. I think he thought it was light, and I don't think it was. I think it was too heavy to start with. So we'll see. I think it's probably going to go right on through. Well, went right across they thought it was, and so unfortunately it's one more blue point for the blue team for Rutland Rocks, and we'll get started on our fifth end here. They're moving right along lovely. Curling is an old sport, as the things that we play daily here in our country go. It is about 400 years old. It was the late 1600s when Scottish farmers, looking for something to do in the winter, started sliding stones, literally stones, down the ice to see if they could make them stop. And fast forward 400 years, and you get the game that you're seeing in front of you. It's a game that is played by ladies and gentlemen. The etiquette of the game is both religiously protected and adhered to, and in some regards, while the physical aspects of the game don't remind you of golf, I think that clearly the way the game is played and the way you're expected to play certainly is as well. So here we go. Paul is still trying to get a guard, and Mike has got the stone off. I had the very great pleasure of playing with Mike in our league last winter, and thoroughly enjoyed playing with Mike Abrams. A nice man and a good curler. So here we come. They're still a little heavy, but zipping right into the house and perhaps out the other side. No, this is going to stick in the back 8. That's the 8-foot circle on the back side. So, well, there's a start. And so here we go. We have Barbara, who is getting that shot out, and to see if they can get that back stone, but it's beginning to drift out over there to the right side, and so it probably just gonna slide right on through. Wow, slowed right down there. Maybe it's gonna stay in the house. It did. Yellowstone still counts. Yeah, next end. So we'll see. Oh, this gives you a very nice look at the entire the curling sheets here. We have only 3 games in this draw, so that's why the sheet that you see all the way to your left doesn't have people on it. But we'll be full again on the next draw, which will be at 3 o'clock. And we're going to try to bring you that one. We are losing some of our crew, but we are going to hold forth, I think. So we'll see. Okay, so Nate's calling again. He said sit on it, and what he means is freeze to it. He'd like to have the stone just slide right down and touch it. Again, arguably the hardest shot in golf, the hardest shot in curling, and but when mastered has great effect. Yes, and you may have guessed I am a golfer as well. So here, the weight is absolutely superb. Look at the stone is curling right in there, nice. Oh, slow down. Just a little too fast. But good result. Good result. All of a sudden, we've gone from one yellow counting to one blue counting. So I don't think Larry's going to let that stone stay there very long, but it was nice while it lasted. Paul will call for almost the same shot, a little tap that just backs that stone out. Again, we have the all of our games up again. They're throwing some serious upweight stones over on sheet 3. That was the noise you heard was a takeout. 40 pounds of granite moving, hitting 40 pounds of granite sitting still. And Larry's thread a lovely shot in here. It's it'll cut back, I think, and here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. No. Sit. Very, very nice shot. Very nice shot. It's pulled right into the red circle, into the 4-foot, and in front, so you can't lay against it. Beyond that, if you try to drive it out of there, you're probably going to drive it back onto one of those stones behind it. So it's a pretty good shot. Nate has asked for her to take it out. He's asking for back 8 weight, meaning the stone, if unswept, would stop at the back of the white circle. And she's thrown it a little heavy, but I think it's going to work. They probably want to sweep it because I don't think she wants to drive that straight. No, it's too wide. I was going to say it's coming back a little, and it just moved things over. Paul will sweep that right out of the house, and it's just a little further in. Let's see what Paul does here. Paul's going to try to put a guard in, I suspect. Perhaps that's a little long, Paul. You may not want that guard quite that far out. You can get a big, an interesting idea of this. Stay with this shot for me. We're going to, rather than following the stone down, no. Give me back the broad one. If you watch this stone, you can see it. You'll be able to see it in relation to the center line, and you'll actually be able to see it curl. You can see now it's moving away from the center line, but it's turning to the right. And as it does, you can see it now beginning to come back the other way, and you actually can see the stone curl. This curling that you're seeing is not unlike a pitcher that can throw a fastball in baseball. By spinning the ball, he can actually get it to turn. So that stone actually moved half its own diameter to the right as it went down the line and has ended up almost exactly where he'd like it to be. So, thank you, gentlemen. Okay, so we've got Dean here who's going to try to hit this stone that's the counter and see if he can't get it out of there without taking his own stone out. So here we go. This will be interesting to see. I'm not sure this stone will come back in this direction, but we'll see what happens. And it's off. Here we go. You can see it's running right straight down that line, and now it's moving away from the line to the right. And therein is what this sheet has been doing, and it will keep going that way, unfortunately. So it's moved out and gone right by, as you can see. So I think maybe Nate picked the wrong turn. I think if he comes in from the other side, he probably can get that stone. We certainly will see. We'll go back to the other shot. Go back just when the stone comes down, let him follow. And that was such a lovely shot watching it curl. You could actually see the stone curl. You can't always see that. Here comes Will's shot. Will, oh no, that's interesting. He's throwing an in-turn out there. It certainly is. I'm not quite. Here we go. Come on, keep sweeping, guys. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Oh, well. All right, so we have one more attempt, Nate and Dean, to see if they can't get that front stone out of there. Okay, he'd like control weight on this shot. Here we go. Here we go. He's got the wrong handle. He's got the wrong handle on it. This is interesting. He has put the wrong handle. Oh, no, he delivers from the backside of the handle. Okay, well, see that? Fool me. I don't think he's going to get by the Yellowstone. I think we're going to have a little train wreck out front here. Yeah, we did. And it just walks over and slides away. Slip sliding away. Yeah, all right. So now he needs a Paul's hands are cold. He's put his gloves on. So, we got. It is a little cool in here, as all of us up here will tell you. Normally, when you're down there and sweeping and delivering and running around, it's lovely and warm. But standing here talking about it's a little cool. I think I'm going to have them move my microphone into the warm room where I can sit in pleasure and watch the game. And nah, it's all right. There we go. There you go. There we go. Let it die, Paul. All the way. All the way. It's not going to go in, Paul. It's not going to do anything good for you, unfortunately. All right. So we're still trying to get that stone out of the center. Oh, well, isn't that well? I'm just looking over at sheet 4, and the ladies of the Valley have scored in the fourth end. They've scored a point, but at least they're on the board, which is good, which is real good. Okay, so we're down to we're down. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard because frankly there's nobody there. Well, the two ladies are chatting, so we'll see. Okay. You got 3 ends to play and not quite enough time to play it. So let's want to be moving along here, guys. Actually, they do have plenty of time, so it's all right. They're just a little behind. And it's a nice light shot. It's right on line. Right on line. It's falling out just a little, although he's still on line. It's moving away. They're sweeping like crazy. And boop. Unfortunately, they've moved that stone all around, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be helping a whole lot. It's now sitting smack ahead of the tee line, right there in the middle, and we're going to see if Paul can throw a guard down there that'll take care of that. Meanwhile, our friends from Cowansville look to me like they're going to be one of the top point getter teams out of this round, so they'll go on to the finals tomorrow morning. By the way, if you're around tomorrow morning about 8:45, we should be back on the air to have the finals of our event here. The finals are tomorrow morning at 9, but part of the final ceremonies is bagpiper will pipe our contestants out onto the ice where they'll all line up. They will toast each other in the game of curling, and then the games will start, the final games. So it's a very interesting ceremony, and I think one of the most interesting in all of sports. And if you're up at 8:45 tomorrow morning, tune us in and watch the finals. Okay, Paul's guide is on the way down. I think there's plenty. Don't oversweep it, guys. It's right where it needs to be, except it's lost its handle. Other than that, it would be good. There you go. Oh, what a lovely shot. Put that stone right in where he wanted it. Nicely done, Paul. So, now it looks like Paul is also going to get on the board. That will be good. That will be good. He wants to try to run the yellow back. Running back stones is always an interesting problem, and it requires a great shot by the part of the shooter, and pay attention to the details by the sweepers. So here we go. Dean's setting up the ice. Oh, wow. They're going to expect him to throw this thing right smartly down the ice. Here it comes. He's thrown what's called a spinner. By turning it faster, it does not turn as well. And it's coming down and going to, unfortunately, well, it took the other back yellow out, but I don't think that's going to be part of the game. There's one more stone there to go, Dean. Don't take them out yet. Oh, come on, guys, just slide right down and hit the blue one. Oh, no, jam against the blue on the other side. I know I'm giving advice. They can't hear me, though, so it's all right. Use that as a backstop and just slide right down and let it bounce off and stay. There you go. There you go, Paul. Come on, guys. Let's go. We're losing the light. We have 3 ends to play and not really enough time to play them. Come on. Here we go. They're on 5. They're on 6. Huh? They have to, because of the nature of this game. We have to get them played. So that's part of the problem. We have our timing will allow us to play them today because we have a break between these 2 draws. So as we did the last 2, so that will work. Okay, here's a chance for 2. Looks good. Looks good. It's got a curl. Sweep it. Oh, it's going to get away. It's going to get away. Hard. Come on, guys. No. 1 yellow. They broke the board. That's good. They got to start. So we'll see how it goes now. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Red is setting up to score again. Wow. And it looks like she's got a ton of stones out in front as well. Anyway, not that I think that makes a whole lot of difference, but it certainly is a little tighter. Mike's in the hack, is about to throw. I was watching the game over on, my wife's game over on sheet 4, and here we go. Oh, nice shot, Mike. Nice shot. Easy. Oh, well. Okay. And as you can see, they've tucked that stone right up to the front end of the house. Boy, what a nice job that was. Very nice shot, Mike. Very well done. Okay. Would you pick up that guy over on sheet 4? Hank? Sheet 4, right all the way over. Thanks. We're going to watch one stone here on the game on sheet 4. This is Keith Force, and he's about to drop his second point in as many ends, and this is a takeout that he's throwing to try to get rid of a stone. And I can't tell much about it other than here it goes down. There we go. They're sweeping the stone, trying to hold it, and it getting into the middle of this thing. And no, they didn't. They cut it right around the house, and it looks to me like red has scored another point. Well, that's good. That's good. Even better. So let's go back to our featured game here. We got right here. It's coming down right here, Hank. They just went by. There you go. I know you had to change the lens there. But we got it. Here it comes right on in. Thanks, guys. As a skip, I was always kind of unhappy to see that happen. Some sharpshooter always was going to just roll a stone down there and pop that stone right out of there. So let's see what Paul calls. So Larry's it's Larry's start. Larry is the second on Paul's team, and on Mount Washington Valley 3, we have 4 teams in. 3 of them are playing here. The number 2 team is playing in the semifinals of the first event of what's called the Mount Adams event at 3 o'clock. Here he comes. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work. It's not coming in. It's coming out. It's going to move the other stone, I think. Nope. I think you probably got to go at that from the other side, but we'll certainly see. So Andrea is now going to try to put a guard in there for Nate. There we go. He's called a guard. Told her how to turn the stone. Oh, I would have said that was a little quick for what he wanted. This could be not good if. Oh wow! Look at it slow down. Yeah, like I said earlier, that's why I'm not down there. So it's going to come right down in and cover that up. It's a little deeper than he'd like, but that's all right. Take it right out of there, Paul. See if you can get the run back. So Paul's calling for a takeout on this stone. See if they can get it out of there. Wow, he's really expecting some mustard on this stone. I always thought that yellow was the handle, but evidently it's going to be the mustard. So here we come down. And this is Larry's favorite shot. He likes throwing takeouts. And I would say he was narrow. I'd let it run and see what we could get on. There it is. They may have it. They may have it. Oh. I'm chuckling because it was not the shot they called. The result was exactly the same. So we won't ask how or why. They talk about plan B, what was going to happen if what you planned didn't happen. So they're coming down now to see if they can't get that Yellowstone out of there, and I think she's probably got it from the look of it. It got to come back just a little, I think, but not very much. But no, I think she's done a wonderful job. What a great shot this is. Pop the stone right out of there. and leave them blue with 2. Boy, that was a really great shot. So, no, Paul, go after the back one. Ideally, a little hit and roll might be in order, but let's see what happens. No, it's the other handle. Okay. Well, that moved down. It seems to be moving away from the center line on that sheet. The guys knew it, but they're trying to convince Paul. He's going to need to move the broom over on the ice. So here we go. They're going to try to put a stone in the house. I'm not sure. Dean's laid that out pretty well. It looks a little hot to me, but everything seems to from up here. They're headed right down in. It's curling over a bit. It's going to bump up that blue stone, I think. I would think you'd try to curl into that back one. They're playing a takeout game, and because of the nature of what we call a points game, because of how they're playing, the way we're playing this particular round, then the points are more important. This stone has a lot of fire on it, a lot of fire. If he hits anything at all, it unfortunately was a little wide and didn't hit anything at all. So they're still left with three. Two blue stones in the house, and they're going to try to put more in, as they should for this kind of event. I was going to say it maybe a little late. Come right along. Okay. So they've now covered that. The brain trust is down there and trying to go. I can't help thinking that to push a stone outside, turned in from the right side against that stone that's laying against the red circle, would push it back and would, in fact, leave them a counter behind cover. But the other thing is that it appears that the sheet is kind of drifting that way, so the ice might even help you. But again, it's much easier to do all of this from right here, looking out at the ice, than it ever is with a stone in your hand down there in the hack. So you'll have to take what I say with a little grain of salt. Okay, so he's set up. He's looking for a takeout. And it is going to drift out. It is going to drift out. I don't think it's going to do anything good. Well, it moved a stone, but not the one they wanted. And let's see. We got skip rocks, so Nate's going to see if he can't put another stone in the house and get the score up a bit. We're again we're playing the seventh end over here, and our friends from Collinsville are just taking it to the house, as they say, and they're really doing quite a job. And we're off. Coming right on in. And they're going to sweep that right down in, and it missed. No, it didn't miss, but it did take some of the steam out of the stone, which it means it probably will stay. Very interesting. Very interesting. So there's now 4 stones in the house, and we're coming down to the end here. Paul's got one more stone. The hammer belongs to the blue team this end, and that means that this could be 5. This could be 5 points. Will be a biggie. Here we go. Let's see what Paul's got. If a little less, and it might have done just a little better. Let's see if he gets it. Well, he did, but he scooted out, so he's cut them to 3. And now Nate's going to have to swing that stone down in there and see if he can put one of those back to count 4. So let's see what happens. This is the first real break we've had from single point ends for in this match all day. Everything's been a 1-1-1-1-1, and all of a sudden we've got a big end brewing here. Lovely delivery, smooth and fluid, right on line. Left his stone so that it was the sweepers could actually carry it. Just got inside. Okay, well, it's 3 blue, and it's going to now be 7-1. But the nature of the game again is that they need to all be played. So here we go. Our friends from Cowansville have gone on with their winning ways over on sheet 3, and the ladies of the Valley appear to be in some trouble on sheet 4, where Team Force is drawing for 3. So it's kind of there. So. And here we go. They're going to need to get this end in the bag fairly quickly so we can play the last one. I'm not sure why they swept that quite so much, but that's okay. One of the questions we get about curling quite frequently has to do with footwear. People will think they're on skates or not quite sure what it is. Curling shoes actually have a slider shoe and a non-slider shoe called a gripper shoe. The gripper shoe has got a very soft rubber sole and grips the ice very well. The other one, the slider shoe, actually has a piece of Teflon attached to the bottom to aid sliding. So when you see people sliding up and down the ice or sliding out of the hack, then you know that they're on their slider. We're going to, we've got a stone away here, and we've got the seventh end underway for the match between Mount Washington Valley and Rutland, and they're coming right down in. And so Mike's getting that stone underway, and I think he's got him. Sweep it for him, guys. Sweep hard. Nope, he's going to wreck on that front stone. And there it is. Just hadn't quite worked out, all in all. And Nate's calling for a guard up there to kind of cover that counter that they've got in the back, and then he will hope to start building a house that'll allow him to pick up some more points as well. Very nicely done. It's a little hot, but headed right down in. There it is. Going to be right down to the back stone. Oh, they bounced. Okay. All right. You need to get Larry to pump one right down in there, Paul. Larry's getting his stabilizer. And we're moving right along. Okay, Paul's calling for a nose hit right on that front stone. And here it comes. See if we can see this curl, if we can hold with this shot for a little bit through this sequence. Here goes Larry. He's a little on the narrow side, I think. Yeah, notice it curling. You can see it moving over to the right as it goes down. With this shot, it's very clear that it's curling. And as you can see, that's why the sport is called curling. Pretty handy, consider it does this, that. Well, he's going to try to get a center line guard in here now. And Andrea is just the lady to do it for him. Ooh, hers is leaking out as well. Too bad. Maybe it'll come back. It's pretty slow. It's still moving away, but it stopped. Now it's coming back. Not gone. It's gone over. Not enough. Funny. It started it back and then it moved out again. So they're just going to pull it into the house and see if they can't get some points out of it. Well, that worked well. Paul's going to try to have okay. Paul's going to run what's lovingly called parking lot weight, and that would mean that the stone would stop in the parking lot if it was unswept. So Larry wants a little more ice, and here we go. He's going to see if he can't get both of those two blue stones out of there. Up weight shot like this can be tough. Stone is going to be quick. Stay with it. Oh, he pulled it inside. He lost his balance and pulled it inside. It may get that. He may get that outside stone. Well, once again, he hit the stone in the front. It just didn't have the oomph he needed to really do anything for it. And Dean's off. He's going to try to put a guard in there now. They're coming in from the other side. It's a little heavy, but it's going to turn and come right back down into that cluster in the back and be a third stone in there, I think. Here it curls. Curl right in there. Look at that. Right on to the center. Boy, what a great shot that was. Where are those when you really need them? So, Paul still has his target down there. See if Will can get him some upweight shot that'll go in there and spread those out a bit. All right. It's got to move. It's got to curl. It's got to curl. It's got to curl. It ain't gonna. This is kind of, if you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword. Upweight shot can do you a lot of good, but at the same time, if it can be hard to throw. So there goes Dean Stone. I had to look to see who threw it. I should know by now, you'd think. And they're pulling that stone right along. It's curling back in. Boy, he's thrown a lovely, lovely guard. Boy, that's nice. Not only is it a guard, but if they don't put one in there, it will go as a counter. So all of a sudden they're going now. Paul's going to try to just slide one down in there. Will came right out straight on that one. And weight's good. It's got a curl. It's got a curl. It's got a curl. They're talking to it, but it isn't listening. And just scooted by on the very end. Well, Blue is laying 4 in the house at the moment, which is probably not too good for our hometown heroes anyway. Although we enjoy having everybody come and play. And Nate's got the skip stone to throw. We'll get that out and going. Oh, our friends from Woodstock 2 took an end over on sheet 3. I'm glad. That always nice to see some points. So it's narrow and heavy, which is kind of a bad combination. It's still going out, though. There you go. Good call. He called that just right. Get on it. Get on it. Get on it. Stay on it. Stay on it. All right. Okay, if she moves her foot, we can see. That's probably not counting. They're going to have to measure that to see, but it doesn't look like it's counting. It looks like it's just outside the 12-foot. The 12-foot is the outside of the blue circle. Okay, Paul. Paul's got a tough way to go here, I'm afraid. I don't think you can draw in from that side, Paul, but that's okay. Gonna require some touch. Oh, he's wide. It's outside his broom. Wow, he must be on the, must think he's on the, yeah, I didn't think so. It's too hot. Kadoom. All right. So we got one more to go from Nate. Lovely, lovely delivery. Smooth, nice. Nate really has got that down pat. Oh, coming in nice. Coming in nice, coming in nice. Okay. Well, that's 5. And let's see what you got. I would have think you'd have jammed on that top one, Paul, but that's why they pay you the big bucks. Okay. And stone is off. Again, looks just up. Need the sweeping. He thinks it's too tight. what nice touch. Is that going to go in there? No, it's going to drift off. Oh, cut him from 5 to 2. Boy, that's a great shot. Even the crew up here liked that shot. Well done, Paul. Well done. It's a hard one, but it does. In the game here, though, the ends are really the big deal because each end counts for 3 points. It's the nature of the points game we're playing. Just so you understand that, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing points because we have 6 teams here. The 2 top point getters will go on to the finals of this, which is the Mount Jefferson event. And the other 4 teams out here will play once more this afternoon in the Monroe event and 2 of them will advance to the finals of the Monroe event tomorrow morning. So there's lots of curling left here today. We'll see what transpires. Keith, you got to get that thing off because otherwise we're gonna lose that last end. Okay, now she's got 1:40 to get it off. We should be okay. 8.
And which one are we on now?
7.
Okay.
Actually, this is end 8 on our game, and the game on sheet 3 is they're throwing on 8 as well. But the one far on 4 is on 3. But as long as this stone goes off now, they can play the 8th end by way this works. So we're all set. They'll be able to play one more. Oh, what a nice shot. Get it by. And she did it. She scored. Well played over there on sheet 4. She looks to me like she's going to keep Keith Force from being the person to play in that next end, because it looks to me like the 2 teams advancing in this bracket are going to be Cowansville and Rutland. So we'll see what happens. Cowansville clearly will. Okay, so the red team, the Rock is away in the end, so we're good. So there's the off until 3 o'clock. Set it for 60, please. Thanks, Mike. We have all kinds of crew helping us out here today. It's wonderful. That's just one of the young men from the Ham Arena who is really helping us out today, and we really appreciate it, I must say. So the other sponsor who's been so good to us this year and last year that would like to tell you about is the Almost There Sports Tavern in Conway. He is our host on league nights after the game, so we have a place to go and talk and enjoy our company. He's also going to be hosting our curlers tonight for a little something after the curling, and we can't say enough for Jack and Scott and everybody at Almost There who are so good to us all year long. Thank you. So we got Larry standing up here, who's standing down there, who's ready to throw. They had a counter in there on the yellow team did, but it got taken out, so it's they're lying 1 blue at the moment. This has been a kind of a relentless game, but nice delivery, Larry. Nice and smooth, maybe a little heavy, but boy, it was pretty. And it's going to just, drifting through. No, it's going to brush on that yellow stone and come right over. Not quite where they'd like to have had it, but there it is. The other brave souls I would like to mention before we go off on this one is the wonderful folks from Jackson's Flicks. It takes a lot of courage to bring your equipment in to do televise a sport that you've barely seen, never mind had much time to think about. And we sure do appreciate the guys that came down today. They've done a great job. We've got a chance to let you see a lot of good curling via the internet. And we think that this is a wave of the future in a lot of ways. A lot of people will get a chance to be exposed to curling. So we're going to thank Jackson Flicks for being so brave and so to come down and help us put this all together. At the same time, I also need to thank one of our members whose company is 4x4 Productions. Keith, who is in his way to winning over on sheet 4, is kind of put this thing together with Jackson Flicks, and he's going to do some post-production stuff for us as well. So if you're watching this and you're in the Valley, then Valley Vision Television should have a copy of our finals. So you could watch it later on your big screen TV at home, but hang on to your little screen and come watch us. There's a lot of curling on web streaming. And back to our game. I've said all my political commercials here. We've got, here we go. We're down to Vice Rocks, and Dean is going to try to throw freeze to the back yellow over here. You can see the yellow. He's got his broom right in front of it on the picture you're seeing right now. And, ooh, looks like he's just a tad narrow. Maybe not, but... it's holding astoundingly well. It's coming right on down. A very nice shot. Whoa, watch this. Going to be a little bounce. Ideally, if it was done, you'd like it not to bounce. That means if they try to take the blue stone out, then the blue stone bangs into the yellow and doesn't go anywhere. So Paul's going to try the same shot. See if he can get them to push right down in there. And I don't think, well, again, that's going to be a tough sell, I think. See what happens. Well, Will's online. A little heavy is all right. It's just, but the line is perfect. Look at that run now. Wow. What a pretty shot. If you watch now, folks, you'll see how that bounces, and the Yellowstone went away, the blue one is still there. The beauty of this now is that if he throws a hard enough shot to pull that out of there, to get that out, he's going to jam it back on his own blue, and that's all that's going to be left is the yellow. So here we go. Here we go. Don't do that, Larry. Well, unfortunately, that one just kind of slid by. So He's going to try to draw the same shot down in there. If he would bounce that back, it would be a good idea. This is one where he doesn't really want to freeze it. Easy. Oh, it's hotter. It's faster. But it's running true. It surely is running true. Look at that. Running right down clean. Sitting right on that center line, coming down, and pop, pop. And they have two. Nicely done, Will. Nicely done. Good call. Good shot. The sweepers didn't have anything to do. And a whole concept Calvin Coolidge would have understood. Sometimes doing nothing is the right thing. So now Nate's going to see if he can't get in there and break up some of that stuff that's down there, and we'll see what happens. He's going to need to come in at that stone at an angle so that when it goes one way, the back stone will go the other, and he'll be left with just two stones in the house. But yellow does have the hammer, so it's going to be interesting. Here we go. They've set the stones. And stones away. Line's good. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Otherwise, it walks on you. You're absolutely right. It's going to be just a little wide. Well, it's still one yellow. Yellow's got the hammer. And you need something that's going to count, Will. Okay. Let's see what we get here. We're down to the last few stones of this draw. And here we go. Paul's let it get away, I think. He's let it get away. Oh, dear. Well, let's see what we got. And Nate's last stone of the draw. Underway. He's going to try to take out that back yellow. Leave him with two. This ice has come around very, very nicely. It's swinging in both directions. Here we go. Up, up, up. Started to move on him. He said, don't stop. Here we go. Oh. Let's, there's the side view, and I really can't tell. Can you give me that back shot so can I see the house in the back shot or not? Huh? Yeah. Okay, so it's still one yellow. That's what I was looking for. So as long as I've got all these cameras, this is lovely. Okay, here's this is the shot for the game. I don't think he can win, but he's now playing for pride. Stay right with that Yellowstone all the way down. Here we go. Attaboy. Thanks. And just a little inside. That's why. There we go. There we keep sweeping. Sweep it all the way in. There we go. That's all right. It's all right. No, too much. They overswept it. My goodness. One yellow. And again, you'll notice everybody shaking hands, enjoyed the game, wishing each other good curling and good luck further on down. It's I don't know that I can repeat this enough for my taste. It is a game played by ladies and gentlemen. So we're down to one more stone over there on the other side. The red team actually had one counting, and a wayward stone managed to just take away. The red hit its own red. That's right against that one, Gwen. And the ladies of the Valley will have taken 4 ends, which is going to put. Let's see if it'll curl. It needs to come this way. It needs to come this way. That's it. Thank you. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you. Did she get it? Oh, she did, but it didn't. It didn't stay. It didn't stay. So it isn't going to make any serious difference, guys, one way or the other. So let's not go crazy. So it's okay. Yeah, well, we're waiting to see. It's okay. Swing back over on to sheet 4, will you? There, whoop, too far. We are right there. We're going to watch them while they decide. The game is interesting in that the decision of the vice skips is final. Once they decide what the score is, that's it. There is no redress, and there's no place to go to appeal. So, the rest of the team is not supposed to be inside the box when they're making that decision. So, we don't need a whole lot of referees or officials because we have all we need in 2 vice skips. So they're coming down here, and we've got one more blue stone to go. I didn't realize there was one more left. I thought that was the last stone. Keith's going to throw one last stone. Keith is the owner of 4x4 Productions, who was kind of co-producing the whole event here today. And here we go. Here we go. They're all talking to each other. That's what makes a good curling team. He's actually got enough on it, I think. He's got enough. Keith, don't worry about it. It's there. They overswept it. No, they did not. So that's a very good shot. Very good shot. So they're going to shake hands like everyone else. Wish everybody good curling. Post the last score. And, thank you. Lovely picture. Just lovely pictures. Again, I want to thank Jackson Flicks. I would remember the name eventually. And 4x4. And I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed telling you about what's going on here today. It's been great fun. And